First United Methodist Church in Picayune, Mississippi. And I thank you for joining us for our family craft and devotion night. Today, we're going to be building on the children's Sunday school lesson from this previous Sunday. If you would like to look at that, just scroll down our Facebook page and look for the children's Sunday school lesson, and you will find it. It should be below this video somewhere. But before we do that, I want you to do some actions at home. Be prepared, be limbered up, be ready to move. And I'm going to read a statement. And if you have done that statement, I want you to do the corresponding action. It'll make sense once I read the sentence. This is coming from Sticky Faith, by the way. And it's meant for children's sermons and whatnot. So don't worry, you're at home. You can write yourself out at home. I can't see you. Only the people at home can see you. So it's okay to be honest. So first, if you've ever hurt someone's feelings, including your siblings, please stand up. If you've ever been unfair to someone, please close your eyes. If you've ever lied to someone, including your parents, grandparents, guardians, or your teachers, even once, raise your left hand. If someone has ever helped you, raise your right hand. If someone has ever helped you and it cost that other person something, open your eyes. Now, if you've ever done any of these things to Jesus, hurt him by not obeying him, by not listening, being unfair to him, or lying to Jesus in prayer, stay as you are. Now look at yourself. You're probably some little combination of arms sticking out. Maybe you're standing up, maybe your eyes are open, maybe they're closed. You can go ahead and relax and open your eyes. We all screw up. We all do things we're not supposed to. But the point of Jesus' messages to us is salvation, but also learning how to live with one another, learning how to treat other people fairly, and learning how to be a family of God. And it's tough sometimes, isn't it? But Jesus gives us instructions on how to do that. So you've probably heard of the golden rule: treat others as you want to be treated. And that's straight from the mouth of Jesus. Treat others as you want to be treated. Now, that means that if you want to be treated kindly, you treat other people kindly. If you want to be treated fairly, you should treat other people fairly. Now, just because you treat someone kindly does not mean they're going to be kind back to you. That's just not how the world works sometimes. But if you do treat others kindly, no matter what they do, that's pleasing to Jesus. And that's how you should respond to people. And we're going to go to scripture right now. And I'll be reading from Luke chapter 6, beginning with verse 27 and going through verse 31. But I, this is Jesus speaking, say to you who are listening, love your enemies. Do good to those who hate you. Bless those who curse you. Pray for those who mistreat you. If someone slaps you on the cheek, offer the other as well. If someone takes your coat, give them your shirt as well. Give to everyone who asks, and don't demand your things back from those who take them. Treat people in the same way that you want them to treat you. Now, it's not easy to love your enemies. It's not easy to bless those who curse you, to pray for those who don't treat you well. But that's what Jesus calls us to do, that even when it's difficult, even when it's hard, we're still to love others and still to forgive them, and we're still to pray for them. Now, if we encounter bullies in our lives, it will happen. It's okay to tell your teachers, because people need to be held accountable for their actions. But you can still respect the bully. You can still be polite to them. Other people's actions should not impact your actions. You still treat people with love and kindness and respect. And we're going to be looking at specific ways to do that when we come back. Hi, we are back with I'm calling it a craft, but it's more of an activity, and we're joined with Pastor Jarod.
Hello.
And so for our activity, we wrote down 5 ways that are a good example of treating people how you want to be treated. Mm-hmm. But we also wrote down 5 bad ways, bad examples of how to treat people like you want to be treated. And we wrote them on individual sheets of paper, and then we attached little paper clips to them, and then we put them all face down on the ground before us. And what these are little fishies. You have to use your imagination. But our examples are all little fishies swimming in an ocean. And to catch our little fishies, we made a fishing pole. I just used a ruler because that's what we had on hand, and some yarn. And we also have here, this is just a paper clip, but it has a magnet on the end. Mm-hmm. So anything with a magnet will work. Any little piece of metal that will attach to your fishes will work in helping catch them. And so we're going to alternate to see who can catch the fishies. Mm-hmm. Jarod's going to go first to show you how it's done. We're going to cast our little fishing pole and see what comes up. Okay, so what does yours say?
Let's see, asking about someone's day.
So do you think asking about someone's day is a good example or a bad example?
That's a good example.
How so?
Because someone might be going through a bad day, and that might cheer them up if you ask them how they're doing.
Very good. And let's see what I catch. Now, if you're doing this at home, obviously you can come up with your own good and bad examples. And if you have a non-reader, like a preschooler or a kindergartner who's playing, you might want to draw pictures for them. Mm-hmm. There's different ways to adapt. And so I got saying hello to others.
So what would that be, Kathy?
I think that is a good way to treat others how you want to be treated, because you're speaking to someone, you're acknowledging them, and you're saying hello. And that always cheers me up when people speak to me and don't ignore me. Jarod's turn.
It's my turn. Let's see, what am I going to get? Oh, yeah. Oh, no.
Oh, no. There we go. See what kind of fish you got. Good fish or bad fish?
My fishy is calling someone a name.
So, what do you think about that one?
I don't think that's obeying the golden rule. I think that's going against it. Because you're hurting someone else by calling them something that they are not.
I'm reaching for the pole.
You get the fishing
pole.
Thank
you. Okay. And let's see what I bring up. Mine says lying to your teacher. So is lying ever a good thing? No.
Nope.
Your teacher will always find out. Whatever's done in the dark will come to the light. And you know that will not go well with you.
No.
For you. So lying to your teacher is a bad example.
Yep.
And let's see what Pastor Jarod catches.
And for the next one, we're going to ask cameraman Colin what he thinks. Is it good, obeying the golden rule or not? Stealing your classmate's snack. Cameraman Colin, what do you think? Is that following the golden rule?
I do not think it is.
Oh, no, it's not. Because that your classmate might have been, that their snack might have been packed by their parents, or maybe it was a gift from someone.
That might be the only thing they have to eat that day.
Yeah, so that's not following the golden rule.
Keep your fishies with your side.
All right.
Keep my fishies.
Okay.
All right, let's see what I bring up. This one says, helping an elderly person across the street. I think that is probably a very good example of the golden rule. Because one, you're helping someone. Two, you're helping someone who is in need. And I think it's a good deed.
Yeah, just make sure you're looking on both sides before crossing the street, kids.
Please don't lead an elderly person into traffic.
Yes.
They won't appreciate that. That would be a bad example of the golden rule.
Yes.
Okay, let's see what Pastor Jarod gets this time. And we have...
Collecting canned food for a food pantry. What do you think, Kathy?
I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
So a food pantry are places where people who are hungry and in need, maybe they can't afford their groceries for the month, they can come and get some food to help them out. And so if you're collecting canned food for people who can't necessarily feed themselves, I think that's a good way of treating someone, because you would want someone to help you out if you were hungry.
Exactly.
So, all right.
Do you want to get the distant fishy?
Oh,
There's a fish that's way out there.
and I did not get it on that try, just FYI.
It didn't catch.
Okay. Didn't catch. I did this time. And it says, carrying someone's book bag when they can't.
I think that's definitely obeying the golden rule.
I think so too. So imagine like if you had a friend who broke their arm and they couldn't carry their books anymore, what would they do? How would they get to class? How would they have what they need to learn? And so helping them by carrying their books for them, I think that's a wonderful way of living out the golden rule and treating others like we want to be treated, but also how Jesus tells us to treat others. And we're down to our final two. So do you think this one will be good or bad?
I don't know. Let's see.
Let's see.
Not doing your chores. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Mm-hmm. What do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely not doing the golden rule.
Yeah, it's not.
No.
Because if you had chores, that means probably a parent or guardian assigned those chores to you. And by not doing them, you're not listening to what they told you to do. You're not helping out the household.
Yeah, so.
If Jarod were to not do dishes for a month, can y'all imagine what that would look like? We would have no plates to eat on. We would have no forks.
We'd have a lot of bugs.
We'd have a lot of bugs.
Yeah, that's no good.
That's no good. That's not how I want to be treated.
No.
So it's important to do what's asked of you from your guardians or your parents. So we're down to our last one. The last one is always a little bit harder to catch. Let's see what we can do though. Oh, and here it comes. And it is talking when someone else is talking. So what do you think?
Yeah, that's definitely not obeying the golden rule.
Because if someone's talking, that means they want to be heard. If you're talking over them, you can't hear them. You're not being respectful. Maybe the teacher called on them to share an answer in the class. Teacher can't hear them now. Maybe they're in like a Sunday school class and they're sharing their prayer concerns and you're just talking over them. How do you think that person would feel?
I don't think they'd feel very good at all.
So it's important to listen when someone else is speaking. So we have caught all our fishies, 5 good, 5 bad, and we've talked about how they are good examples of following the golden rule and how they're bad examples of following the golden rule. And maybe you can come up with your own at home. And whenever you play this with your family, let us know. how it goes. Or if you're by yourself and you want to play this by yourself, that's entirely fine too. Let us know how fishing goes. And thank you for joining us. And we hope that you have a wonderful, blessed week. We'll be back next week. Quick update. I know that Turbo would have ended like a month ago now, end of April, beginning of May, and it's June now, but we're going to continue these videos at least partially through the summer, and then hopefully should all go well. In August, the first Sunday of August will be our back to school Sunday, and then Turbo Tuesday, our children's afternoon program, will start back the first Tuesday in September, unless it's the day after Labor Day. It's a whole nother story, but hopefully we'll be back in September in person. So we look forward to seeing you around. We look forward to hearing your comments. Please like, share, subscribe, and we'll see you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.